Yes, guys, all right, and we move 1 week closer to the World HYROX Championships in Stockholm. So last week, at the end of the week, we tested the VO2 max. That was all done on the bike. So in terms of gauging lactate thresholds, running paces, that wasn't relevant to me because it was all done on the bike. However, we can move forward with what kind of watts I could and should be holding for zone 2 efforts, tempo efforts, etc. And I am going to be spending a lot more time on the bike because after seeing the physio, he's diagnosed me with a little bit of a knee strain, which isn't anything serious, can be managed with ice, stretches, relevant exercises and stuff like that. So it's nothing serious, but it is going to keep me out the run game for a short while, which means all my other stuff has to be prioritized, which is fine. So I've just done a session there, which is a mixed modality interval session. It involved all the HYROX pieces, strength endurance work, and cardio efforts. Kept it very specific. So the strength endurance to begin with was sled push, moved on to the rower, moved into walking lunges, moved on to the ski erg, and finished with wall balls. Now, the work rest timings is 2 minutes work, 1 minute rest, times 3 on each modality. And your third 1 minute rest after your final piece on that modality, you are transitioning into your next movement pattern. So by the time you are getting to your next stations, you are pretty gassed, and it was very hard, high heart rates. It's meant to be like that, really pushing into that red zone. That's the purpose of a session like that, but just keeping it ultra specific in terms of HYROX. It's really good doing that with the sleds and the lunges because yes, when you are on those stations, you are certainly going to be feeling it in the legs, and if you become more stronger, have more endurance throughout those stations, then it's only going to benefit your performance. So all in all, really good work. Pushed it, felt good. Sun is shining, which is always nice, and yeah, a great start to the week. Right guys, so for the purpose of just a little bit of data analysis, I am recording this exactly after or as soon after I've completed a bike threshold session. So running's off the cards for me at the moment. So I'm transferring all of my running drills, my running training onto the bike. So it'll be exactly the same session. So today I was meant to be running some threshold intervals, 4 minutes work, 50 seconds rest times 9 at that threshold level. So you can either go off pace, if you know your pace, or heart rate. So I've moved that onto the bike today. So again, it's 4 minutes work, 50 seconds rest times 9. Now, we did the VO2 testing. I haven't had the data analysis report back yet. So my threshold watts, which I should be able to sustain, I'm still unaware. So instead, I was going off heart rate today. So I was just making sure, keeping my eye on my watch, which is just down on the bike here. It was creeping into that orange zone, and really towards the last few sets, it was creeping up to the top end of that threshold zone, the orange zone, if you've got a Garmin. So let's have a little look at what the data shows. So I was looking to hold 279 watts. I established that because 1, my heart rate went into threshold, but 2, I estimated 280 on the first set, and it felt about right. So I thought, let's look to hold that on all the consequent sets. So this is how you look at your data using one of the PM5 monitors. Okay guys, so you can see that's where I have my my watch when I'm performing a session like this. And it shows heart rate. You can see now, just after finishing, after chatting away, it is back down into that grey zone, that zone number 1. So I'm recovering pretty well there. And this is how you have a look at any of your threshold efforts or your intervals on the PM5. So we just turn the machine on. Okay, from there we go to memory. From there we go to list by date. And this is today's date, the 7th of April. So just press the magnifying glass And here we go. It shows all the intervals that I've just done. You can see on the very left here, 4 minutes, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And it shows my average watts for those. So you can see I was at, oh wow, even I'm impressed, 279 for each one, with the RPM always at 92. So pretty good consistency. And that is the purpose of a threshold session. It's to challenge you, not absolutely smash you, challenge you, but the consistency the whole way through, which you can see I've managed to do there. Happy Wednesday. That is another bike watt hold session done. So I've explained that every week I'm going to be sitting on the bike for 90 minutes and just seeing what watts I can hold. And it started progressively and it's built incrementally every single week. Last week it was 230 watts, and today I've just managed 90 minutes at 233 watts. So I noticed a big difference in terms of my heart rate today. So last week it was only 7 beats into zone 3, so 7 beats above top end zone 2, but today it was at the very end of zone 3 and occasionally creeping up into zone 4. So obviously put a lot more strain on my body, had to work harder to achieve those 3 extra watts. A couple of contributing factors though was also, I have done another session this morning, some sled work, some burpees, and also last night's sleep wasn't too hot. So a couple of contributing factors to why my heart rate might have been higher, but not getting away from the fact that these watts are creeping up, so it's putting my body under more demand in order to keep hold of them. But nevertheless, that is 233 watts for 90 minutes. So we are going in the right direction. Yes, team. Apologies, I'm on a different camera here, so the audio will be a little bit off, just to add to the amateur skills. Just done a full HYROX sim. I replaced the runs for a 50 cal on the Echo bike, just due to the ongoing little knee niggle. Thankfully, it's feeling better. Didn't want to push anything today though with the runs. I will save it until another 7 days when I will try a run out. But felt really good there, finished in 53.12 or 52.12 maybe, 53.12 I think it was. Got onto the wall ball, now it must have been 52.12 because I got onto the wall balls at 49 minutes. It took me about 3 minutes, 10 seconds to do 100 unbroken, so happy days. I was racing against a couple of the boys who were flying out to Malaga this weekend to compete in their first pro doubles together. And obviously the Echo's well easier than the K runs, but yeah, all done and dusted before they hit the lunges. So little win, nice to have a little bit of competition. But yeah, feeling good. That is the end to another week's vlogging, to another week's training. So thank you very much once again for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.